All of us have been absolutely wrong about the new shirt sponsorship deal for Newcastle United coming up next season. That includes all the YouTube channels like mine, but also the media have been absolutely wrong. Some of them claiming that it was going to be a Middle Eastern country outside of Saudi Arabia, but the general fan base too. There's been talk of Saudi Air, there's been talk, I thought it might have been Qatar, but also a real estate company called Emaar, plus others. But we've all been wrong. It's been proposed in the media, including Sky Sports, that the next shirt sponsorship deal for Newcastle United is going to be a Saudi Arabian-based events company owned by the PIF called Sela, or Sela, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. But who are they, and why did Newcastle United choose a company that most of us have never heard of? I'd never heard of them. So in this video, I'm going to explore some of them questions, but also I'm going to reveal some information about Sela that nobody else has told you. It's coming up. Sponsorships, of course, Fun 88 are coming to their end of the contract with Newcastle United at the end of the season in a week or two, and thank God for that. I'm glad to see the back of them. I especially didn't like that cartoon type logo on the front, and that's going to be replaced, it looks like, this Saudi Arabian based events company owned by the PIF called Sela. Talking about the PIF because I love researching this kind of stuff. A few days ago I had a Zoom meeting with an Indian master's student based in Leipzig, Germany, called Abhishek. Hi Abhishek, if you're watching. And he's doing his master's thesis on expanding beyond oil, how the PIF are using economic diversification and sports diplomacy in Saudi Arabia. A bit of a tongue twister, but it's really interesting. And if you are the type of person who likes to be informed, likes to know a bit more about our relationship with Saudi Arabia and the PIF, the reason I'm telling you this is because I'll probably talk about it a bit more in the future, especially when the Amazon Prime video comes out in a few weeks' time, when Newcastle United really do come under the spotlight. I just think that the more that I know is the more I can pass back on to you, so that you're better informed, so you can bat off those unnecessary criticisms that the club are facing. First of all, let's dispel a myth. Club owners can in effect sponsor themselves. Newcastle United 80% owners, the PIF, can use companies that they're invested in or own to sponsor Newcastle United. It's happened to our club in the past, Sports Direct, but also other clubs around the country. So club owners can sponsor themselves. The complication around all this emerged when the PIF and the consortium bought Newcastle United back in October 2021, because the Premier League immediately slapped a 2-month ban on Newcastle United from entering into any sponsorship deal. Of course, Amanda Staveley and the other owners were really hacked off about that. But during that period, it allowed the Premier League to organise a meeting with the other 19 Premier League clubs and to come to some sort of agreement, set down some rules about how sponsorship and shirt sponsorship would work going forward. So out of the 20 clubs, which included Newcastle United, obviously 18 of them agreed and ratified the new rules. The only two objections to that were from Newcastle United and from Man City. So going forward from 2021, it become incumbent on any new sponsorship deals with Premier League clubs that they had to forward that proposed deal to the Premier League. They would take a look at it. They would also pass it on to an independent commercial assessor, and they would look at the deal to see if it was kind of proportional to the type of deal that was being used by other clubs of a similar size. Now, according to the sports research company Deloitte, we are probably of a similar size to clubs like Aston Villa, Everton and Leeds. And the benchmark that the Premier League would use in terms of that sponsorship deal, the amount of money the sponsorship company would be investing, had to be of a fair market value. So try not to get yourself seduced into the notion from some who are claiming that Newcastle United are the richest club in the world. According to the sports research company Deloitte, we're not. We're actually the 20th richest club in the world and about the 10th richest in the Premier League. If you like, I can do a separate video about Newcastle's financial position on the global stage. But like I say, I'll do that in a separate video if you want, because it's a massive subject in itself. So the claim is in various media sources that Newcastle United are in advanced talks and about to sign a deal with the events company from Saudi Arabia, Sela, for a deal worth to be around about £25 million a year. Clearly, I'm not a business economic expert, but those in the field seem to suggest that at 25 million, that's probably about right. In fact, it might be erring on the safe side of fair market value for Newcastle United. Cheers. Oh, that's good. So who are Sela? Let's take a look at them. Sela are a Saudi-based events company owned by the PIF, and they've been operating since 1997, 25 years. Since their inception, they have secured locally based sponsorship deals with the Saudi Premier League, most other Saudi Premier League clubs, the national team in World Cup events, and other football tournaments in the Middle East, in North Africa. In 2010, it purchased a controlling share in the New York soccer club, the Cosmos. Beyond that, if you look at their website, it's very visually stimulating, but it is, in terms of its information, high on rhetoric, but low on any detail. The word Sela is named after a famous mountain in Saudi Arabia called Mount Sela. Sela means sliced, which resembles the formation of the mountain. It's famous biblically because in Islamic scriptures like the Hadith and the Quran, it's claimed that the Prophet Muhammad prayed on Mount Sela several times to the Islamic god Allah for fortune, particularly in various battles. So what do I think about this proposed new sponsorship deal with Sela? Well, first of all, I'm a little bit concerned that nobody's ever heard of this particular company. They could have chosen anybody. Having said that, it seems like it could be a new, exciting and progressive company that's linked to the events and the football world. £25 million a year is going to be very much appreciated to the club, even if it is slightly below our fair market value, because that money can be thrown into the pot and used to invest in players this summer and in coming seasons. So for that reason, you know, I think it's really good. For Saudi Arabia, it's an absolutely perfect fit, because in terms of their project for economic diversification through Vision 2030, it ticks all the boxes, especially in the sector of sport and in particular football, and their drive in the future to have Saudi Arabia host a major global footballing competition. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you like the video, and don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, catch you later.